I finally made a workout plan. I feel so much better. I have so many cool ideas, and so this is the start of it. The workout I'm gonna do today is no equipment at all. It's full body, every body part. I do have a mat. I would suggest not to do it on hardwood or on tile. I would suggest if you have a carpet or a mat or something, use a mat. That is the only piece of equipment that you'll need besides your own floor. I'm gonna do this mostly like I would a training session. I'm gonna explain the exercise as best I can so that you know what you're doing. Some of these look complicated, but they are not. I chose ones that are going to challenge your movement and get you moving in ways besides sitting on your bed, sitting on your couch. I will be teaching you how to do them so we can kind of work together like a training session. My first little circuit is just to get our bodies moving, right? So think of it as our warm-up, but it's gonna get our muscles working too. So first is 15 body squats. Everything here is gonna be 10 to 15 reps. Think of your muscles. There is no equipment, so there's no weight attached. So I want you to focus on your muscle connection and really squeeze the muscles forward when you do a squat. You're coming down as low as you can, and then when you come up, you're not stopping here. You're finishing it through and you're squeezing. Be really mindful with your body movements and what you do. So 15 regular squats. Next is jump together squats. We're not doing jump squats. I want this to be fair for everybody. And jump squats are hard. I call them jump together squats. What you're doing is you're squatting down, and then once you squat back up, you're just gonna tap your toes to the ground and then back into your squat. Do it quickly. It's supposed to be like a fast warm-up movement. Okay, 15 of those. It'll look like this. We're gonna do the same movement, but add a ground tap to it. 15 jump together squats with alternating floor taps. Lastly for this round is one of my favorite warm-up exercises. They're called around the world. If you have something that you can hold it, but you do not need it. I'm gonna do it without anything because this is no equipment. You're going to squat down. As you come back up, you're going to round, around, and back down. Okay? 10 each side. And just feel your body flow and move around and do what feels good. 10 each side. I don't know how many I've done already. That is our first set. 2 more times. We're doing 3 sets of everything. Do your last 2 sets of those 4 exercises. 15 body squats, 15 jump together squats, 15 jump together squats with floor touch, and 10 around the world each side. First set, done. Second set. We're doing 8 to 10 iguana push-ups each side, 15 reverse plank hip thrusts, and 15 reverse plank tricep dips. That's our circuit. So an iguana push-up, you're putting your hand to your side, foot up, and pushing down. And then switch. Can you do these on your knees? Sure, I don't see why not. You would do the same thing but on your knees. You'd put your hand to the side, bring one knee up, hopefully this is okay on your knees, and then push up from here, okay? Actually, I might just go through each of the exercises first. That way you guys can get started right away on everything too. Let's do it that way. Reverse plank, hip thrusts. I'm gonna do single leg hip thrusts. If that's too hard for you, that's okay. You can do 2 leg hip thrusts, and I'll show those first. A hip thrust is where you drop your hips and then squeeze up. So that is a double leg hip thrust. Is down, squeeze. Stay on the heels of your feet and squeeze up. This is great for the hamstrings too. A single leg hip thrust is with one leg crossed over like this, or just up in the air like this, and doing the same thing. So down, squeeze. Or have it crisscross. This is a nice stretch too. Down, squeeze up as high as you can. If reverse planking really bothers you, dig your elbows into the ground so that you are activating your back muscles, and then do the same thing. So get your hips up into a bridge, but for the hip thrust, you're just going to kind of arch the back, drop the hips down, and then squeeze back up. 15 all together, or if you need more of a challenge, 15 each side for a single leg. Lastly is reverse plank tricep dips. So we're gonna go back into our reverse plank, except you're going to have your hands, your fingers facing your body. Into the plank, you're gonna bend at the elbows, and you can bring your whole body down at this point. Bend your elbows as much as you can. Be careful of your shoulders, and squeeze up. So the focus is no longer your hips, it's your triceps, okay? These guys, right in the back of your arm. So, come down, squeeze up. If you can't do reverse plank, I would suggest just doing tricep extensions, kneeling. Use your mind muscle connection, kneeling position, bring one arm up, and your elbow's gonna be stuck to your side. And you're gonna come up, squeeze, okay? See that movement in here? And then come back. And you wanna really focus on the squeeze on the way up. So you're gonna do 15 each side for those. Otherwise, do the reverse plank tricep dips. It's more full body. That's why I chose to do those, is because you're also working your core and your hamstrings and your glutes and everything, and we want to get full body movement. 8 to 10 iguana push-ups each side, 15 reverse plank hip thrusts, and 15 reverse plank tricep dips. Go. Second circuit done. We have 2 more to go. Third circuit, we are introducing some back exercises. First is 15 sumo squats. Your legs are a lot wider apart. Don't go to the extreme because there's not gonna be much range of motion. You're gonna get down this far and not be able to move anywhere. Keep it in a little bit. If this is your normal squat, step it out a little bit more and point your toes out slightly. That's gonna help with glute engagement. Follow the path of your toes. Come out beside you. Squat as low as you can. You should feel it in your groin and in your glutes. It should feel kind of good. I think this exercise feels kind of good. And then come up. Don't forget to squeeze forward. Another little tip, if you, in your mind, are spreading the ground apart with your heels, it's going to activate all your muscles a lot more. So as you're coming down, you're gonna spread the ground apart or spread your mat apart, and you should feel it activate way more that way. So you're welcome. 15 sumo squats. And then 15 lateral leg raises each side. If you have something to hold on to, actually I'll just hold on to the door so you can kind of see. The leg that's stationary, that's not moving, is gonna be soft. So this is locked out, this is soft. Okay, a good bend. Because we want to be activating the quads and the glutes in the leg that isn't moving, as well as the leg that's coming out. So the lower down you are into kind of a squat, the more effective it's going to be for that stationary leg. On this side, you don't want to go toes out. If you go toes out, that's going to get your hip flexor in the front. This exercise is not for your hip flexors. It's for your glute on the side here. Soft leg. This leg, I cue heel up. Now your heel can't possibly be up without you twisting, but it cues that muscle here to activate. 15 of these each each side. If you can do it without holding on, do that. It's much more of a challenge. So each side, keeping your balance. Pike press. This is chest and shoulders. You want to be as, I guess, close together as you can. That will make the exercise more difficult. But if you're not that flexible, you can go into more of, say, like a downward dog, where you're quite wide apart. All you're doing is a push-up in a pike. So come down and come back up. The more in a pike you're in, the harder it is on your shoulders, which is the point of the exercise. Your heels can come off the ground. Don't try to keep your heels on the ground. 12 to 15 pike press if you can. Okay, and then the last one is a back exercise. You need a slippery floor for this, or if you have like a sweater or something to put under your knees to slide on, that is what you want to do. So I'm gonna take away my yoga mats. I'm gonna use this little throw blanket I have. You can do it without, but it's gonna really hurt your knees. So I'm just gonna do it with my blanket. Keep in mind, this is a back exercise, so focus on your back when you're doing this exercise. Your knees are gonna be kind of tucked. You're going to slide your body and bend your elbows. It sounds kind of complicated, but it's not, I swear. So pull, okay? And then push back. Hopefully you're sweaty enough by now so that your palms are sticky enough to stick to the ground. I want you to focus on your lats and your upper back when you're doing this exercise. Okay, and that's our set. 15 sumo squats, 15 lateral leg raises per side, 12 to 15 pike press if you can, and then 12 to 15 slider lat pulls. This is the third set, this is the third circuit, sorry. We have one more circuit after this, which is core and a little bit more back, and then we're done. So you're doing awesome, keep it up, and we're halfway there. My GoPro died. I just ended up finishing the last set of our third circuit that we were doing. So I'm just gonna jump right into the last circuit. So this will be the last part of the exercise. It's actually been like 4 hours since I first started doing this video, so. But we're gonna pretend like I'm just continuing on. We've got lateral lying hip abductions, alternating plank hip dips, bicycle crunches, and angels of death. 15 reps for each of those. Lateral lying hip abductions are kind of fun. What you do is you're lying on your side. Your knees are bent behind you. You lift up like you're coming into a side plank variation. Up, and then you lift. And then you come back down. So you do that all at the same time. Hand up, lift up, and come back down. 15 of those each side. Next is alternating plank hip dips. You're gonna go into a plank, okay? Make sure your feet are kind of wider apart, and you're gonna dip one side, come up, dip the other side. 15 each side for those. Bicycle crunches. These are ones that you can do terribly wrong, but when you do them right, they are so amazing. So be strict with these guys. Don't try to get lazy. You're lying on your back. Your legs are gonna be up and your hands by your head. What I say is when one elbow is crunched up, the other is always down on the ground, and you switch out. So when you switch, you come back down, and then the other comes up. Because what I see a lot of the time is this. And you're not getting a good squeeze and the full extension and contraction of the muscle when you're just crouching and doing that. Lastly are the angels of death. Finishing off with a bang. Okay, so lying on the ground, relaxed. Going to engage my legs and my torso. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, all the way to 15. You're going to do the last set, the last circuit, 3 times over, 15 of each. So 15 of the hip abductions per side, 15 alternating plank dips, so that's also 15 per side, 15 bicycle crunches per side, and then 15 angels of death. That's all. You have every body part included in there. I know this video is a little bit all over the place. I was kind of learning as I went with how to tape it and how much to film, what not to film, what to explain. My inbox is open if you guys have questions about anything. Please share this with your friends and family. Let me know what you think of this. I would love to hear what you think and your ideas. If you guys like stuff like this, I'm more than happy to do more. I really hope you enjoy. Give it a go, and please let me know if you do this exercise. I'd love, love, love to know. Thank you very much. Good luck.